development as a nation. But then, let's begin our bulletin where your President William Ruto has formed a commission of inquiry to probe the deaths, torture, and inhumane treatment of unsuspecting Kenyans in the Shakahola tragedy. Court of Appeal Judge Justice Jesse Lasit has been appointed as the chairperson of the commission. In addition, the president has also formed a presidential task force that will help formulate laws and proposals to end religious extremism in the country. The task force will be chaired by former NCCK's General Secretary Mutava Musyimi. Clement Masombo starts our bulletin tonight with that story.
The country was taken aback a few weeks ago after the discovery of mass graves in Shakahola area in Kilifi County linked to a cult-like religion associated with the embattled preacher Paul Mackenzie. In the graves, bodies of suspected followers of Mackenzie were found buried there, most of whom were children who died of starvation and head injuries. And today, President William Ruto, as promised, appointed a commission of inquiry to probe the Shakahola deaths. Court of Appeal Judge Justice Jesse Lasit was appointed to chair the Commission of Inquiry, which will investigate the shocking Shakahola massacre. Other members of the commission will be Lady Justice Retired Mary Mohanji Kasango, Eric Gumbo, Bishop Catherine Mutua, Jonathan Lodompui, Frank Jenga, former Deputy Head of Public Service Wanyama Musiambo, and Albert Musasia. The joint secretaries of the commission will be City Lawyer Oliver Kipchumba Karori and Rachel Maina. Lawyer Kioko Kilukumi was appointed the lead counsel of the commission, assisted by lawyers Vivian Janet Nyambeki and Bahati Mwamuye. The commission of the inquiry's main mandate will be to inquire into the matter of the death, torture, and inhumane treatment, to establish the circumstances under which the death and torture occurred, to inquire into legal, institutional, administrative, security, and intelligence lapses that may have contributed to the occurrence of the Shakahola tragedy, and to identify, based on the evidence laid before the commission, the persons and organizations who bear the greatest responsibility for the Shakahola tragedy. At the same time, the president also announced the formation of a presidential task force whose role will be to help come up with guidelines on regulation of religious groups. The president appointed former NCCK General Secretary Mutava Musyimi to chair the task force. It will review the legal and regulations framework governing religious organizations in Kenya. Other members of the task force are Bishop Mark Kariuki, Eli Rob, Archbishop Morris Muhatia of Kisumu Archdiocese, Judith Ongori, Reverend Alphonse Kanga, Bishop Philip Kitoto, Faridun Abdallah, Professor Musili Wambua, Joseph Halende Wabwire, Mary Award Kitegi, Charles Kanjama, Leah Kasera, Nancy Murega, and Wilson Wanyanga. Joint secretaries of the task force are Martin Diwa Talian and Maria Goretti Nyariki. The main mandate of the task force will be to formulate proposals on the legal, institutional, and governance changes required to prevent religious extremism in the country, and to identify the legal, institutional, and governance challenges that may have allowed religious extremism in the nation, among many other roles. Clement Masombo, KTN News.